That payment.
Cross a 2 VIP vehicle? Does it cost 5,000? So we need to not only look at the issue, but we also need to look at everything else. Because how much does it cost? We all know, we all cross. How much does it cost how much does it cost to cross the ferry, for example? It's not just it is being resolved, but is it actually factual that these were the actual things and the actual amounts? We also need to look into those things, because those small things add up to a lot.
Thank you, Honorable Yai. Also in terms of what we also look at materiality of the transaction. So out of 200 and let me see 400 and something, 400 plus thousand, almost up to 300,000 relates to tuition fees, medical. So obviously, based on that, we said this one is resolved. So it's also about misclassification. Yeah. And the fact that it has not recur in 2024, so we will say that this has been resolved.
Not reported 2024. On that basis, the matter has been resolved. Can we proceed to 76? Unpresented personal files. The audit noted sample of about 200 personal files from the various ministries, and that 69 personal files are yet to be presented to the audit team for review at the time. So on basis of that, the audit recommended the Accountant General should ensure that all the unpresented personal files are provided to the audit team for review without delay. Management.
Management response: the files are available for your review.
Auditor's comment.
Yes.
Management responses have been noted. However, the personal files provided were reviewed. 50 personal files are yet to be presented to the audit team for review. Therefore, the issue remains unresolved.
Out of the 69, still 50 files are outstanding. AG?
Okay, sorry. We're working with the affected ministries to bring over the files to AGD for the onward submission to the auditors.
Which is the affected ministry? Which are the affected ministries?
This is Minister of Health and Minister of Basic and Secondary Education.
Health?
MOPSI.
MOPSI.
But health is here. Health is here.
Health?
Yes.
Where are the personal files?
Yes, exactly. I think we were left with something like less than 10 files.
Pardon?
Less than 10 files from the ministry.
Okay.
Yes, so
out of the 50?
out of the?
Altogether is 50, but
No, 50 health, I think it's just have to be up something like 10.
10.
Because we submitted, I think later we submitted the good number of the files. We submitted those ones. We are left with just very few. And as of now, we are just trying to upgrade also our personal records office. After this, when this thing was requested and we had issues of submitting missing files, we were able to, ministry was able to buy some file covers, and we have gone through all the health facilities, updated our nominal role, as we are also supported by the World Bank with the Human Resource Information System. We're trying to get every staff of the Ministry of Health, including even the hospitals that are not also on our listing, to have not only the hard copies of the files, but even to be digitalized. So we are in this process, and our target is by the second quarter, end of the second quarter, third quarter of this year, we should be able to have not only all the files for Ministry of Health, including the hospitals, both the hard and soft copies, in our system. So we are working very much on this thing. I know if there is anyone that is missing, we'll be able to submit it as soon as possible.
To whom did you submit? To the audit?
We submitted this to AG.
To AG?
Musaba, yes.
AG?
Musaba is still having some of our files that are not returned. So I need to confirm how many is missing at this moment, and then we can get it.
So you need to confirm that, and then we give you up to 25th to submit the remaining files.
Very well. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And AG also, the ones that we are in receipt can also be submitted. Right?
Honorable Chair, just for clarity, as per our records, the Ministry of Health, we still have 21 files outstanding, personal files outstanding. And the remaining in respect of Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education.
Yeah. So out of the 21, he was saying that they are left with very few.
Yes. Later we are able to submit the other files. I think we are just left with something like 10. Yeah.
Okay. So 25th, you can submit the remaining to AG.
Okay.
For onward submission to FPAC.
Okay.
Can we go to page 77? Salary increment not supported by promotion letters. This was flagged by the audit, and the amount involved is 4,415,694.48. The audit recommended that AG ensure all unseen promotion letters are provided for audit confirmation, and any unseen promotion letter will be considered as not genuine. Management response?
The promotion letters are available for your review.
Auditor's comment. The promotional letters have been provided except for Ali Toure. Further review of the promotional letters shows that grades on two promotional letters did not match with the status on the NAS DNA. Their salaries for 2023 amounts to $480,738. Issue remain unresolved. Details shown below.
The letters are provided except for one person.
Yes, please.
AG?
Okay.
AG?
Yes, just give me a minute.
You want to ask? Okay, yes. Okay, you can come.
Mr. Chair, is it that the questioned amount is 4.4 million, right? But you could only verify 480,000. Is that it?
No, the initial amount, initial promotional letter, the total amount was 4.4 million when the query was raised. But when they responded, this went down to 400, only 480 that were outstanding. And those the details of those individuals are highlighted below.
Mr. Chair, I would like to be given time to consult with the PMO and give an update on the remaining.
That can also be part of the 25th submission. Huh? AG? Consultation can be part of the 25th submission. Can we?
Honorable Chair?
Yes,
I think
saw
also
a hand up there.
For this, the issue of the promotions without letters, I think we have only one from Aliu Juf from the Minister. One from the Minister of Health, Aliu Juf. Aliu, and this one is currently a senior community health nurse tutor at the Regional Health Directorate in Basse. You know, and he has his promotion letter to that position. However, that was not the only one. When they asked for this, we were able to update some of the files that were not updated and submitted. So I think the one that is mentioned there is Aliu Juf from the Minister of Health. One Aliu Juf, CHN tutor.
no.
Yes.
That's correct.
Aliu Juf and?
There, Honorable Chair.
Okay.
Just clarity. For health, we still have two employees, Fatmata Diba and then Ali Juf. Their promotion letters were not in their file because we compare what was on their promotion letter and the grade they are in under the NAS DNA. So it's like there were some mismatch. What you have on the file and what was on the NAS DNA, we are not agreeing. So NAS DNA is having a higher grade and the file is having a lower grade, as you can see in that table. DIBA we have 6, promotional letter was 6, and then the NAS DNA was 7. And for JUF we have the grade was 6 and the one on the NAS DNA was 8. For Aliu Ture, the grade, there is a very large variance. He's appointed, the only appointment, the letter that was seen was grade 1. Was appointed at grade 1, and then NAS DNA you have 7. So there's a significant variance. So we want it to be, there should be alignment between what we have in the promotional letter and the file in their files, and then what's reported on the NAS DNA, because payments are made based on the NAS DNA. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I have some update here. Update on that. On Ali Ture, the big variance between what they saw and what is on DNA is because Ali Ture was appointed. He was appointed as an unqualified teacher on grade 1.5, and he was subsequently promoted or appointed as he became a qualified teacher and was appointed to grade 7 qualified teacher. So we'll get that letter to the auditors. On the issue of Aliou Diouf, he was also promoted with effect from 1st of January 2016 to grade 8, and we can also provide that letter. Fatoumata Diba, her salary was upgraded as per a letter reference PMD 7/115/01 temp, folio number 23, dated 11th of April 2016. And this had to do with the upgrading of nurses and midwives with effect from 1st of January 2016. So we'll get those documentation to the auditors. Approval was given from the PMO to include the transport allowance with the basic car allowance for staff who maintain a roadworthy vehicle for commuting to and from the office.
Auditors comment. The approval given to auditors from PMO applies only to officers in grade 9 who own and maintain private vehicle. Reference letter is as follows: PMO 37/207/01/P5 folio 76. Approval from grade 10 and above was not given to us up for our review up to the time of finalizing this auditor's report. Therefore, the finding remains unresolved.
The approval issued by the PMO covered grade 9 only, specifically for transport and basic car allowances, as this was the issue to be addressed when the query came up. Grade 10 and above do not receive transport allowance, but they are entitled to residential allowance, which they were already receiving in addition to basic car allowance as per the GO. Hence, they were not mentioned in the approval letter.
Honorable Chair, as per the GO, only staff in grade 9 are qualified for both transport and basic car allowance. The current circular sent by PMO dated January 2024 is also stating the same as the GO. So our position remains unresolved. So maybe they need to update their system. Maybe the NAS DNA need to be updated to reflect what the interpretation of the GO.
Mr. Chair, can I comment? Okay. When this issue came up, basic car transport allowance was being given to everybody. I mean, basic car transport allowance was given to everybody living in the Combers. But then it came up that there were some employees who were receiving both basic car and transport allowance. So clarification was sought from PMO, and that it only affected the people on grade 9, you know. So it came out clearly that they are also entitled to transport allowance, because if you were already entitled to transport allowance, basic car is not coming to replace the transport allowance. It's an addition, because you're bringing your car to the office, and that is the allowance that you're being given to maintain the car. So maybe, in order not to belabor too much on this, we will maybe, with your permission, we wait until the PMO is represented here. Maybe they will be able to give us a headway on this matter.
What we can note is that, because we've given them the opportunity to be here, we'll note that we need that update from the PMO.
No problem.
By 25th of February. Okay?
No problem.
You can relay the message to them. '81 unrecovered 1/6 loan. The ministries affected health, basic education, agri, interior, and defense. Total amount unrecovered 2,433,668.32. And the audit recommended that AG ensure all pending 1/6 loan issue to government officials are recovered and furnish the audit team with evidence for further review. Management?
We are currently analyzing the unrecovered 1/6 to know the source and effect the recovery.
NAO?
Auditor's comment. The issue remain unresolved up to the time of finalizing this management letter.
What is the status of the recovery after the finalization of the audit exercise?
The status of the recovery is that management has done further work on this, and we're able to say that all the 1/6 are recovered.
The amount indicated as the 2.4, all recovered. Audit?
We are yet to confirm that, because those analyses or details were not provided to us.
NAO? Sorry, AG?
We will provide them with further the further work that was done, details of it.
25th, right?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
The confirmation will be done by the audit upon submission of those evidences. We go to 83. Dual salary payment to seconded officers. The table indicated a total of 215,866, and audit recommended that the officers affected refund the monies paid to them as salaries to the government and the receipt provided for audit verification. Management.
AGD has written to PMO on the timely updating of the status of seconded officers as well as employment details. Additionally, we will work on recovery strategy for the affected officers.
NAO.
Auditor's comment. Management response is noted, however, the issue remains unresolved. Follow-ups will be made in subsequent audits.
NAO. AG.
We are working with them to ensure recovery of this sum. And I personally had reached out to the two entities and I was able to speak to both of the officers concerned. But I am yet to be updated as to whether they have actually paid up. But we will work on that and then provide update. Because if we find out that they have not paid up, we intend to write to the entities that they are employed in for full recovery with immediate effect. Or we bring them here before you or to the police.
By 26th or 25th.
No problem.
It seems I want to add one more day. All right, we go to 85, and that's for Jerry. I'm not sure whether they are in.
Honorable Chair, before you proceed, with your permission.
Welcome.
I think this is an issue that was raised earlier, but a different query. What he did mention was seconded officers were not paying their dues, their deductions. That was 25% and now is 5%. This was another finding. We're saying that even though they proceeded on secondment, they continue to receive salaries. So it means that the PMO and then the Accountant General have to work in tandem to ensure that this issue is addressed. Because otherwise, if controls are not strengthened, this issue might recur in the future. Thank you.
AG.
That observation is noted. And if I should comment briefly on the matter of contribution, I think government has taken the bold step in revising the pensions contribution or the pension scheme, which is now, it used to be non-contributory, but now it's contributory. So for some of us, for those of us that are still in active service, you know, this issue of non-contribution is no more an issue, because now what you contribute is what you will be given back with interest. So if as people go on secondment and they do not contribute, basically they will not be given that much, because there won't be nothing there for them to be paid. Thank you.
Okay. 85. Jerry. Not yet.
They're not yet in. Maybe we skip them.
Huh?
I suggest we skip them until they're here.
Do you have your number? Your number. A lot. Geology. Geology is around. Can we go to page 95? On sand and quarry mining, inadequate safeguards for government revenue in mining agreement. The audit recommended that the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy should engage Ministry of Justice and Gauge Mining Company to review the agreement so that the government's interest is protected. Management response?
Thank you. A process has already been initiated with regards to safeguarding government interests, and at the moment there are engagement with the Minister of Petroleum, Energy, Mines, the Minister of Justice, and GAJ, the company itself, to review the clause. Importantly, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs is also involved in to ensure physical economic considerations are addressed.
NAO?
Auditors coming. The finding remain unresolved and would be verified in subsequent audits.
Geology, can you give us update on the engagement that you are working on?
There is a long process. We've started it with the relevant stakeholders. We are yet to finalize on the review, but the process is on.
When did you start the process? Was it after the audit exercise?
Yeah, it was after the audit exercise, this audit exercise.
That was in 2025?
Yes, this audit was concluded in September of 2025.
2025. About
Yes.
5 months now.
This was still an issue.
Yeah, I know it's a lengthy process. It goes through a lot of consultation and engagement with all the relevant stakeholders. But we'll try to expedite it.
Try to?
Expedite the process.
And the audit indicated that the matter will be verified in a subsequent audit, and the audit that is precisely now is 2025. So you should endeavor that there is positive move to be reported in the 2025. Huh? Right? So the matter will be confirmed in the 2025 report. Audit?
This was meant for 2024 audits. So even in the 2024 audit that was concluded in December, the issues still remain unresolved. So however, we'll also endeavor to confirm whether there has been some improvement on this area in the 2025 audit as well. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what we are putting to them. Can you use the mic?
Auditors can confirm because it was the same thing in 2022 and then again in 2023. So we cannot just say it will be resolved, it will be resolved. So we need to know the steps that have been taken and how far they have gone before we can proceed.
That's what he explained. Can you elaborate on it once more?
I think this issue came in 2023 audit. What came in 2022 was having personnel on the ground. but the 2023 audit was the time this issue came up, and we've been working with the other stakeholders to address the matter. It's not only the department that is responsible for this.
Now you need to work on to make sure, as I said, the 2025 audit report, the issue is reported that it has been addressed or other, but we look forward to see that it is addressed in the 2025 report, right?
Honorable Chair, before you proceed, just to make clarity here, this issue was reported in 2022 as well. We reported in 2023, 2024, and even in 2025 this will not be addressed because 2025 has ended and there has not been any positive improvement in this area. So probably whatever they are going to do will be reflected in 2026 because 2025 is gone. They only is about the report is will be due to be submitted by the AGD in March of this year. So it will not be resolved in 2025 with certainty. Thank you.
Holistically, the recommendation is saying that the Petroleum Ministry should engage Ministry of Justice and guide company to review the agreement so that government's interest is protected. Should that take so long for the two ministries to engage the company to review? Should that take now more than a year? What the auditors are saying, I'm afraid the issue would be keeping on dragging.
This 25-year lancing that we have to review.
Yeah.
And normally, it's not like you can just come up with your terms and conditions. The review would involve negotiating, because we are going to renegotiate some of these terms and conditions. And it's not only the department that is engaged or involved. We have the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Finance. All of us must agree with whatever terms and conditions. As I said, initiative had been started to engage all the relevant stakeholders. We are yet to come up with a recommendation on the way forward.
This is what we are saying. If what the auditors are saying, the issue has been coming since 2022, 23, 24, is even afraid that the matter, the way the trend is, will not be addressed by in 2025. So that's what I'm trying to say. The work here, I'm not sure if that commitment is put to. It's not an act of terminating, but reviewing. That process should not take you years. Huh? So if you cannot, the committee will now, it will be part of our listing. Then we give you timeline as when this is supposed to be completed.
Mr. Chair.
So said, we'll endeavor to complete this within 2026.
You'll endeavor to come within 2026.
Yes.
Can you give your target? Maybe we can measure that through the target timeline.
At least within the next four months, hopefully we will complete it.
4 months, that will be around July?
June.
Or June?
Yeah.
Committee, okay? Yes.
Before we can put on a timeline, they need to tell us what steps they have taken so far, because this is not a 1 year thing, it is a recurring thing. What steps have they taken before we say in 4 months? Have they started looking into this matter, and what have they done so far?
I think that's what he Can you go back to what you said earlier on?
As I said, we've written to all the stakeholders. That's the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Finance, the company itself, and the Ministry of Petroleum on the need to review the clause and the lancing itself. And then a committee was established, including all these stakeholders. And a series of meetings have been held trying to come up with a review, because it's also the company have to also give the committee some of the information they requested from since they started. So we are working on that at the moment.
Okay.
Our role is to regulate, and we've involved all the relevant stakeholders. A committee is set up, and it is this committee that will come up with the recommendation. Yeah, yeah. No, the policy said once a lancing is signed, it must be to review it. Both parties must agree. The policy doesn't even say it's only the price. Periodically, you need to be reviewing if there is negative payment of royalties to government. Yeah, the royalties should be. No, they have been paid. The royalties have been paid. It's just that what they are saying, our interest should, if there is changes in price, it should reflect on the royalties. So that's what we are trying to agree on now.
Okay, so the time suggested is by June. So they endeavor to ensure the review is completed or no before June. Okay?
Honorable Chair,
Audit?
I think clarity also is needed here because during the audit we noted that there were 2 contracts that were provided to the audit team. The only difference between the 2 contracts was on this clause 10. Clause 10, all other terms and conditions or clauses were the same apart from clause 10. So that was also a concern for the audit team.
Geology?
There is only one contract. There is only one contract. Yes.
Yes?
Audit, are you in a position to give us the 2 accounts of clause 10? Are you in a position to give us the varying accounts of the clause 10 you are referring to? Please.
We can check our file and provide you with the 2 different contracts because when we raised this issue, another contract was provided with this clause. The first contract was different from the second one. The only difference was this clause 10 that will allow the company to increase its costs from 125 to 133.
And by increasing that cost, it affects the royalty that is going to be paid.
Exactly, that was the point. That's why we are saying that government interest should be protected. It means that once we increase, it will reduce the amount that will go to government. Of course, the profit sharing ratio remains the same, but when you increase your cost of sales, then the profit goes down. Obviously, it will affect whatever was going to government.
Last one, Chair. Are you sure that there is only one contract?
There is one contract. There is one contract.
And are you sure that there were no alterations to clause 10?
No, because the contract was issued to the National Assembly. to both the National Assembly and the audit in the 2020 audit or 2019, the copy, the original copy.
Audit, who gave you these contracts? Let's start with the first one.
Yes, these were all coming from the director, because all these documentations are maintained by the director himself.
By saying the director, do you mean the gentleman before us now?
Exactly, Mr. Jao.
Mr. Jao, I would urge you to reflect. If there are varying accounts of clause 10, let us know, because if we should find it from the auditors, that might be different.
The contract have not changed. The contract have not changed.
But they are saying that clause 10 is having two varying provisions.
Yeah, any contract is being initialized. Wherever is initialized, that's the original. Have check. There's only one contract. It have not changed.
Are you saying that there were alterations and later
No,
those alterations were initialized?
No.
Okay, audit check and provide us with the information. Thank you, Chair.
We will do as requested. Thank you.
Okay.
'97. Licensing file not provided, and the audit recommended that management to provide this information without delay to the audit team for review. Management response.
The requested file and license agreement have already been made available to the audit team during their visit. The audit team also attested that the documents were provided during their initial audit exercise. The file is available and any contract claim might be because of miscommunication. The files were provided.
Audit.
Auditor's comment. The license file was not provided for our review. The finding remains unresolved. Honorable Chair, before you proceed, what occurred was initially, indeed, they provided the license file. But you know, when the query is raised, when they respond, sometimes we go back and then confirm if there are any adjustments. So when we went back to the department to request for the same file, the file was nowhere to be seen. That was the issue. It was initially submitted, but before, when we were concluding, we wanted to confirm. We went back there, but then the file was nowhere to be seen.
After the management response, the file was not available.
It was not available.
Geology?
Subsequently, the file was even sent to the audit office.
After the response?
Yes.
After the response?
Yes.
Audit?
The position is that this was still outstanding in 2023 when we are finalizing. Thank you.
Geology? Yeah, if they are saying that it's not available, do you have it with you?
It's available.
Can we provide to the committee?
Okay.
Okay? We give you up to 25th. Right? Well, up to. There's no limit. Uh, 98, no evidence of approved tariff indicated in the table, and then the audit recommended that Geology ensure that the tariff being applied for sand mining royalties are approved by the relevant authority, thus avoiding the use of discretionary. Management response.
The $75 per cubic meter tariff for sand mining royalties was established through broader stakeholder consultation and is formally documented in the sand dredging license agreements. In addition, a new quarrying regulation is near finalization, which aim to address existing gaps and ensure a more standardized and transparent framework once it is into effect.
Management comment, auditor's comment. Management response is noted, however, there is still an inconsistency in the charge of $30 and $50 per cubic meter.
Geology.
As I said, already we validated and approval have been to come up with a new regulation where all these tariffs are captured. However, they are concerned, the products are different. This $30 per cubic is for rural mining, rural quarrying. What is obtained in Basse, what we are charging, and what is obtained along the coast are different. The products are different, the value are different. It's based on that. Even in the new regulation, which is already been validated and approval have been secured to roll out the new regulation, even there the price are not the same, based on the quality of the product and the areas where we are charging these royalties.
When was the new regulation validated and approved? Was it after the audit exercise?
Exercise.
Okay. You can make the copy available to the committee.
Okay.
Yes.
The old tariff, do you have the approved version?
Ministry that will just give approval following consultation.
How is that approval done? Is it not communicated to you through a formal letter? Or is it just verbal?
No, if you send recommendation and by company operation and it's recommended that they can operate with that tariff, that's how it is operated. We have that.
So which means each company have a different tariff?
No, it's based on the product, what they are mining and the region they are. As I said, what is obtained at the sand dredging and what is obtained around the coast, the coastal sand, is the premium. That is, the government is attracting, per cubic is $75. But if you go to inland or to the provinces in Basse and so forth, it's $30. We have operation, in Combo East, what we call inland. Based on the quality of the sand, we are charging $55. But it's not like there were consultations with other relevant, and then you seek approval from your line ministry.
Was that information provided to the auditors so that they can do verification per company and location?
Yeah, I think they have access to the lancing for the sand dredging. We gave them the copy and the price is there.
No, access is different. What I'm saying is, when this issue was raised, did you provide the same narration to the auditors and give them the... Can I complain? What I'm saying is, when this issue was raised, did you provide the same narration to the auditors and make those licenses available to them so that they can verify on case basis?
All documents that were requested, including the new tariff, were provided to them.
What the auditors are saying is that in the implications, they said in the absence of an approved tariff, the rate charge might be subject to discretionary. Based on your own explanation, it's not about tariff now. It's about the tariffs are agreed at the point of the issuance of the license, depending on the quality of the sand and the locations. Altogether. So now that's why I'm asking you, when they raise this point, did you give them the same narration and also provide those documentations to them, the approved license, where they can see the rates without charge?
I believe we gave them.
But you are not sure. I'm asking, but you are not sure.
I said the narrative was given to them.
And the files.
And the efforts made to regularize, or, you know.
No, we haven't reached the efforts. We are at the point now, not the revised tariffs.
It was given.
Auditors?
Honorable, this was not provided to the audit team, because if you should check the 2022, the issue was recurring. So, and also what we expect from the department, all tariffs need to be gazetted, so that they, you know, they hold that way. But if you give us just information like that, we cannot say that these are tariffs. We all know many ministries are collecting, ministries and departments are collecting revenue, but the revenue, the rates are approved by gazetting those rates. So essentially that's what we wanted them to provide to us.
Chair, just two more questions. Would you react to that comment? How would you react to that comment from the auditors?
Based on that, we took the initiative to come up with a new regulation that will address all those issues. The new regulation, as I said, as we speak, is already finalized, and it addresses all those concerns.
You know, the worrying aspect for me is your narration only confirmed the version of the auditors that it was based on discretion, because there were no approved tariffs. When a company comes, the quality of sand they are mining and the location will base it on that. But as a department, you should have been in a position to have all those data in-house. And then instead of negotiating on case-by-case basis, you could have standardized it. Let me learn. You could have standardized it. But in the absence of that, now you are saying negotiations when an application comes based on the quality of the sand and the location they are in, then approval will be given. That is discretionary. What they are saying is, haven't known all those locations and haven't known the quality of sand which is there, you just standardize it. So that when a company comes and then make an application for point A, before even processing the mining license, you know how much should be charged for the royalty in point A.
It's standardized. As I said, we have zones or regions where if you fall within this area, we know the product, the value of the products. Along the coastal sand dunes and the sand dredging is the same. It doesn't, irrespective of the company, it's a fixed amount. That's 75 for now. If you go inland, from the Combo East going forward up to end of West Coast is the other zone. That is $55. We have over 10 operators there, or 5 operators at least. They are all paying the same. It doesn't mean we negotiate. It's standardized. If you go to the regions, that's from North Bank going to Basse, that's where the $30 comes in. It doesn't mean we will negotiate. And this tariff, as I said, it doesn't mean it's the department. There have been consultation on this.
That standardization, was it done after the audit or before the audit?
That was before before they raised this.
Do you have that documentation? Do you have that documentation?
There are documentation.
Did you provide that to the auditors? During the time of the audit, did you provide that documentation to them?
All the documents provided at the time, but there were documents to show that there were negotiation, or it's not like there was, the department engaged other stakeholders to come up with that price, and in some of them is already in the license, and those licenses were provided.
I think we wouldn't spend time on this one. This was specific. The auditors highlighted what they needed and they asked for it. So if you have it, and it was done before the audit. I think it should not be difficult to reference that particular document, because all they were asking for was a standardized tariff. Was it there?
Have to check, but I know in some of the documents that we provide it was there.
So I would request that we have that, the standardized tariff before the audit, okay, to be added to the earlier request.
Good. So in a nutshell, we have two documents, that's the regulation and then the standard tariff, both to be provided on or before 25th February. We go to page 100, failure to pay training and institutional support. This was noted, and then the audit recommended that the department ensure provision stated in the licensing agreement by ensuring that this fund is paid and detailed furnished to the audit for verification and management response. Geology.
The fund as stipulated in the license agreement was duly paid and allocated towards the construction of the Geological Department new office building through GAMWorks. The transaction was made in line with the agreement, and all relevant documentation, including payment records and project implementation detail, is available for verification.
NAO.
Auditor's comment. The audit noted that the $100,000 equivalent to $7,010,000 was sent to the GAMWorks in 2024 and 2025 and not 2023. Therefore, for this audit period, the finding remained unresolved.
Geology.
Yeah, but we used the 2023 fund to pay GAMWorks. That was the fund we drew from the company to pay GAMWorks. So there were a subsequent payment for the 2024 also.
Yes, I think during the review, it was noted that the issue was repeated, but there has been some progress that partially.
I think the emphasis here was the opening of the designated account. That was not open, and this payment hit the GAMWorks account in 2024 and 2025, not 2023 as he indicated. So up to 2023, it was recurring.
Up to 23.
Yes, it was recurring. But the account is not yet open, as you are aware. So the provision of clause sub 2 of the mining agreement is still not yet fulfilled.
How about 2024? Was it reported in 2024?
2024, it was also, these funds were meant for 2024 and 2025. That's what I'm trying to explain.
24 and?
2025, this payment of 7 million.
Okay. Geology.
As I said, for the 2024, I know it was paid in 2025, but it was the 2024 fund that was used in the building. As I said, we are working on getting this account regularized.
Getting the account regularized. We don't want to give you specific time to be dictated by our report, but can you give your own suggestion